it always makes me live like a minute before I know. And so there's always a little delay here. All right, we are live, and today we are kicking off our new series on lead generation and sales. We've already got a ton of resources for all my affiliates on the technical side. I've got 185 long form videos in my live section of YouTube covering activating about every feature you could in high level. But I started in a call center, and unless you have the sales background, me and Jeff were just talking about this. Unless you have the lead, the deals coming in and the commission coming in, it's really hard to even get enough repetition in the fulfillment side to get good. So you have to keep this front end strong. And I'm going to talk about exactly how I do it, how other people in the high level ecosphere do it. And this is stuff that I learned from working in the biggest digital marketing firm in the world in their call center. I started at web.com. After being in prison for 3 years, I was able to get a sales job, and I treated it like it was my last shot. I memorized the whole script before I went in the first day. I didn't sit down at my desk, and I didn't take no for an answer, and I did really well. Ended up building my own call centers, and then getting into the fulfillment side and seeing how much better of a service I could use with high level than I ever was able to offer at my old companies. And so here we are. So today we're going to cover the first topic. I'm probably going to chop this up and cover a few, but the first topic is lead sources and prospecting. Um, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a history of kind of how digital marketing companies do this, and then I'm going to jump into the sources that I use today. So web.com used to be called Yodel, had a few iterations. They ended up being the biggest digital marketing firm in the world, and what they would all do is call directories. So they would call Justia, they would call Home Advisor, focusing on, they figure out their best industries and they go in and they basically say, I see you're on this platform. Have you ever thought about generating leads for yourself organically? The main product was SEO. So all these big, there's three of them here in Charlotte that are massive companies doing millions a month, and they all primarily sell SEO. It's this, I think it's the stickiest digital marketing product. Jeff here specializes in it. There's probably a good reason for that. It's a great thing to sell, and high level makes it where you can actually deliver the service by yourself with a few hours a month, and so it's a great time to jump in and do that. Of course, you always upsell paid ads, websites, those are all basics. And then we've got all the automation and high level to help differentiate us, which makes it even easier to get in the door than it was before. So they would call the directories and get deals out of there. Um, and then other companies started popping up in Charlotte, like a company called Town Square, which is now a massive, massive company too. I worked at one called Plum after web.com shut the product down I was selling. They're all doing like 5 mil a month plus. They also SEO. And once these other companies started popping up, what they started doing was using this tool called Built With, which is one of the lead sources I'm sharing with you guys here. I've got affiliate links, and if you use them, you'll get some done for you hours from my team along with your Built With subscription. Built With is like 250 a month, and what it does is it lets you get lists of your competitors' web clients essentially. So Built With Town Square was getting the web.com list. Plum, now it's called Ollie. Ollie popped up stealing from Town Square and web.com. And just by doing that's all they do, I'm telling you. And they all got to millions a month. Um, and it's you kind of see the migration of people coming from the directories to now having their own sites. So it's kind of cool how it's all happened. But Built With the way it works, Google crawls the front of a website, crawls all the copy and indexes it that way. There's also the HTML code. I think it's you press F12 or you can see the code of any website. There are signatures for every type of software. So no matter how much you're white labeling it, we're still using that same damn chat widget and it has the same code on everybody's. And these companies, they identify that kind of stuff and you're on a list. You're on a list. Companies try to hide their footprint, but you really can't when it comes down to a web page or anything on it, unless you're going to do custom for everybody, which that wouldn't work. So Built With will let you pull keywords or you can just search by technology. So on the 250 plan, you get two keyword searches and two technology searches. And I mean, you can pull every website in the world that has the word lawyer on it. And it costs, you can do that for two different topics in 1 month for 250. So you're going to get thousands of leads. Like high levels on there. There are like 500,000 high level websites on there, and they add 8,000 every month, which are people who, guess what? They need help with high level. So it's a great thing for people that are certified to call. Um, but what you'll find is if you start calling these leads, you get stopped by gatekeepers left and right. You can't reach the owner. All you know is this number was on their website. So there's one crucial step, and I do this with any data source. So there's built with, so you're going to get all the websites. Um, One of the other really good sources is Google. A lot of people have a GMB, but they don't even have a website. So there's a tool called Outscraper that I use, and Pavel is another affiliate who I heard about this from. But you can scrape Google profiles by their category or keywords the same way. And so after you pull your list via one or the other, it really doesn't matter. The crucial step for calling, and by the way, you can text the ones that are, well, here, let me explain. So the next step is to scrub it properly. If you try to send out an email campaign to the emails or the phone or text to the phone numbers you got, you are gonna get, you're gonna fry up. You're gonna Lead Connector is gonna shut you down that day. So you have to do this email and phone number scrub in high level is really made for like Facebook leads, like warm data, people that just gave you their info. Most of the time, it's right. If you're gonna do a cold list, you have to scrub with a better scrub service, and we actually just released ours into the app marketplace. So we use two other services. We found ones that are cheap enough to where they're the same price as high levels validations. So very, very cheap. It does email validation and it does phone. The cool thing about these two sources, if you find a cell phone number that a business owner posted up, what does that tell you about that business owner? A, they're probably not very systematically matured. They are using their personal cell phone number on a website. Tells you a lot. It's the kind of person that we can help. Also, how often do you think business owners put their employees' cell phone numbers on their website? Not very often. It's going to be the owner, and most of the time. So you're going to be getting straight to them. You might get like 10% of the numbers you scrub back as a mobile number. So the cool thing is you can also text and email them legally. If someone posts their cell phone number up, you can text it. But I tell you, that's just like a little drip in the background. That's not gonna, you can't plan for that to be, that's not gonna work. If that's your business plan to text them and email them, you have to call them. If you text 700 good phone numbers, you might get a few appointments. You're probably not going to get a close. If you call all those leads, you're probably going to be able to get around 10 deals from that many leads. Deals. So that's a lot of appointments. 4 to 5 appointments per close is about average. So um, we've got videos that'll show you guys how to do the scrub with our app in the marketplace. If you want to get access to that, there's going to be links to it inside of our courses. I'll put a link to it in the resources for this video, and I'll make another video where I actually show how to scrub a list. But I think that's a perfect introduction to prospecting in general and the best way to get clients consistently. One thing I'm not sure I really touched on is it's super important that you build the base of the business like this so that you can finally afford to spend 1,000 on ads. And once you've cut your teeth calling these cold leads and dealing with really terrible quality leads, cold leads, then you're going to actually realize the leads you get off Facebook are much higher quality. You'll appreciate them differently and you'll know what to say to them. You'll have your offer defined before you ever start running ads. You'll know what people want to hear and what they don't. So I'm going to cut this section here and I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, we got somebody trying to jump in. I'm realizing I do want to get that app done before I do the video on scrubbing the leads. And I think that they just finished the litigate. Oh, dang it. I'll mention this in the other part. The scrub we do also removes litigators and it tells you DNC. So if they've ever sued anybody for TCPA violation, it'll remove them. Now, what we're doing is legal here, but if you text somebody that has sued in the past, they're likely to do it again, even if because they don't know that it's legal, and you're going to pay a settlement before you go to court, and so you'll still end up out a couple $1,000s. So it's important to scrub litigators out.
So, Rod, real quick, as far as your experience for all the stuff you have,
Mhm.
you say go call, 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 and then you add the text messages and you add the email on top of that to complement it, not
Right. You still want to have high level is still critical. You better have appointment reminders going out. You better, and you may as well do a slow drip of texting to see if anybody wants to book that way. Um, So it's just a compliment. Uh, for anybody running paid ads or anybody with any business, um, you got to have somebody calling the leads on top of the AI. Lance, we've got Bob and Mark, and I think one other person now who are having us call their leads. They've all, it's a critical component, and I haven't really
Hmm.
been firm enough. Um, I actually just said, hey, let me just call these for you and show you. And I called
Right,
and got
right.
the appointments. And I think that's a really, really important part for any person who's trying to run high level. You got to have it. You got to have an appointment setter that's going to help your clients. And the thing is, once you crack the code and you're getting appointments and you're running the ads, you can go and sell appointments to other people, and that is the way to get the best recurring revenue that you're ever going to have. If you nail down the whole process for an industry like that. So there's a lot of incentive to calling for your clients. You know what I mean? Not only do you keep that client, but once you perfect the formula for that industry, that's when you can start selling people 100 appointments a month for $200, $300, and that's big revenue. Um, and it's quick because you get the lead today, you set it tomorrow, you're paid the next day. You don't have to wait usually there's a delay with most businesses on when they're getting their payments from their clients. So it's a good avenue. So I'm trying to think. Let me go to my topic list and see. I've got time to shoot one more. I think I'll skip the one where I actually scrubbed the leads, but we covered prospecting and data sources. I'm still going to show the actual doing of it.
So, Rob, this system is built for business owners, or who are you kind of speaking to right now?
Oh,
Who's
yeah,
your main person?
good question. Both. A business owner, like those two lead sources I showed, if you're B2B, that'll show you how to grab people in your business category that you're targeting. If you're B2C, then you probably need to use a different data source. And um, you know what? That's another thing that I guess we can just keep talking about it here. Maybe I'll chop the video. Um, if you are B2C, then Audience Lab, I never really had that good results with Seamless, but Trigger Data, where you can get data about people that are landing on certain websites that indicate an interest in something. There's tons of data sources. Like for solar, we would just get homeowner data. Tons and tons of people who we know have a house in this city. You can buy data from all different places. There's also financial data from the credit reports. You can get anybody who has certain types of loan products. So like Bob was able to get a list of everybody that has annuities, and I know it's coming from some sort of credit database. Um, so it really works for everybody, and there's some businesses where cold calling isn't going to be a normal fit, but for most of them, it's the easiest starting point for sure. Like if you have a restaurant, you're not going to be cold calling, right? Um, for that, I'd say it's more like social media and getting yourself in the right publications and maps optimization and stuff like that. So a little bit different for some types of clients, and I can actually add a topic into the series where I kind of drill into recommendations for each type. I think that would be another good one. I'm just gonna do that now, actually. Um, I actually covered a bunch of different things all kind of together in that last one, which is fine. So I really need to show the process of scrubbing the data and cold calling and setting up the SMS and email. And then I think um, So this section right here is going to be about the different types of data sources and lead generation that I would choose depending on the different type of business I am. Lance just raised a good question, and he was asking me, what types of businesses am I talking to right now? And so I'm talking to mainly B2B people right now. When I talk about either using website scrapers to get all websites of a certain type of business, or Google My Business profiles, you can get the categories. Certain businesses, even B2C, is really where it's going to be different than that. B2C, there are sources of like homeowner data, which can be good for this. My solar call center ran off of homeowner data, selling residential solar, and you can buy that. You can ask me where to get it. And then there's also a lot of data around credit. So, like if people have certain types of loan products or flags. You can get data that there's all the people who are within certain criteria. And then there are even other types of businesses like um, I wouldn't think a chiropractor or a doctor or a restaurant would ever need to do cold calling. But what they can do is social posting, getting in like local publications, and Google Maps, I think are most critical for that. And then local SEO. So if I was going to set up a restaurant, I'm going to do local SEO with maps and organic, and focus on like promotions in their community to get eyes on them. I think those are the most beneficial things you can do. So I hope that covers it. Lance, are there any categories that I'm leaving out? Any
The
major ones?
restaurants or what?
I covered restaurants.
Mhm. Well, no,
And
check your people that's in here. Is there anybody
yeah,
that's doing that? I mean, does anybody have any questions or as far as like what they're doing now that how this
yeah.
could incorporate to what you're talking about?
Is there anybody in here who would have a question about where I would lead you to start for generating traffic for your business? Or you didn't feel like you fit into the categories I covered?
Yeah, Rob, this is Ed. I think
Hmm.
I have a little bit of a unique situation, so I'm not sure. I probably have
Yeah,
to schedule a time to be able, because I do transportation service
right, right.
and I focus to a specific clientele base, and maybe I will schedule a time for us to have a talk on that.
Yeah. For you, for travel service, SEO and Google Maps, and then local promotion, like I was saying, are probably the very best things for you. So like getting yourself in like in newsletters that go out to your community. Like in Charlotte, we have Axios, where it's like a newsletter about new restaurants and stuff like that. For you, it's a local thing, and so it's SEO maps and like getting into the like community newsletters and stuff is where I direct you first. Paid ads also works, but I'd say most local businesses are not surviving off paid ads; they're surviving off of traffic from the sources I mentioned in the first place. Paid ads work, but it's kind of like I say for an agency, start with cold calling until you get enough revenue where you can venture to the next step. I would recommend the same thing for a local business before they step into paid ads to nail down their maps presence, SEO, and getting some buzz going on in the community.
Is he luxury transportation or
Yeah,
like cab
yeah.
transportation?
Luxury. I think he even coordinates jets and stuff sometimes. But
That's
Ed,
correct.
you
That's
can.
correct. Yes.
I mean, honestly, like targeting your wedding and events people, doing bridal shows, targeting those lead lists, getting on preferred vendors lists. So, like, not just your like people that you're driving, but the people who are servicing them, you'd also want to use as your lead source. So,
Hmm.
like, widen your horizon for people to suggest you, and
You
then
could
that would be your target market.
you could like offer discounts or discounts to riders who like you could give a stack of cards like discount rides to people that are leaving Ruth's Chris. Things like that is the kind of thing that could work. And I like Ari's idea of the weddings too. That's a great time when people are looking for a little more luxury transportation. Ed, I'd say next step for you though, the most cost effective is doing some Google Maps optimization, doing the SEO that's inside of high level. And then the other stuff me and Ari were talking about, that doesn't cost anything. It just takes your time and, reaching out to people who could help promote you. Anybody else have any categories they think kind of fall outside what we talked about so I can maybe add some recommendations?
I would imagine, Rob, this is Michelle. So I'd
Yeah.
imagine like a plumbing company,
Hmm.
you'd go with all the things you said before,
Yep.
local SEO maps, newsletters,
And then home services, they do
etc.
great when they promote each other. So like anytime any company's getting into a house, like solar guys, they make tons, and generator guys make ton of money off pool guys who are going in there and they know they've got a big electric bill and they're like, hey, you ever have problems with this in the summer? So or in the when there's power outages, and so like that's kind of going back to what Ari was talking about, reaching out to other contractors who are or business people who are in contact with your target customer and making deals with them, like affiliate deals. High level can set that all up for you so that when somebody pays you through a link that you gave to whoever you're having promote your business, they get paid automatically. And High Level has a great system for managing that. So that's where High Level would come into play with that type of thing.
The other thing Rob talked about is scrubbing lists. And so you could scrub the list for the companies that you want to work with. And like,
Mhm.
so you're not just scrubbing the list for the clientele you're looking for, but you're also scrubbing a list to find that, solar
Mhm.
company or that wedding and event company. And then you have the list of who you want to reach out to refer you. So
Right.
your work isn't necessarily looking for the cold call. Your work then would be looking for the vendor partner, which is actually going to be more
Right.
beneficial in the long term, and setting up that affiliate program
Yeah.
is all through Go High Level, and like
All
Rob's
through.
setting that up for me right now. So yeah.
Yep. When you focus on building affiliates, they can feed your business forever. A few months cold calling to build affiliates could be more valuable than putting 7 grand into ads every month, forever. And those things can kind of take off on their own. So that is a really important part of organic traffic generation. The referrals and affiliates are one of the best things you can do to grind in the beginning before you go to ad spend. We had somebody new join, Janet. I'm not sure if we've ever met. Have we? I think I saw you join a little earlier too. So either way, Janet, if you come off mute, love to meet you. Otherwise, we got two solid topics in. Might try to do one more, but I kind of lumped in a bunch of the stuff, cold prospecting, data sources. I saw David was asking about the data sources I was talking about. And absolutely, I'll go ahead and drop those in the chat for you guys and show you where you can find all that. The one that scrapes Google profiles, I might have to grab that one again because I think I took it off my site. But now I would recommend it as one of the better ones. Than I was promoting Seamless instead, and I would not advise that over this method. All right, here we go. So this is built with, and if anybody signs up for that, let me know because you'll get the done for you hours included. That's like 3 hours from us. Any of my affiliate programs, I'm going to count as extra done for you hours. Where is it? Hijack competitors client lists. So that one's in the chat. Huh. Did anybody else hear music playing when I was talking? I didn't hear it. Jorge was saying that he couldn't hear me very well. I wonder if he had another tab open. It was playing music. All right, so there's that one, and then let me grab my Outscraper affiliate link. Let me see if I can find it in my email.
Yeah, Jenna has a question too, Rob.
Let me see what you got. Yeah. Janet, that is the kind of question I like. Let me thank you, Lance. Let me grab a one-on-one time for you, Janet. There's lots of different options. Like I do free done for you hours for affiliates. So like every 97 that you spend with High Level that's affiliated with me, and I don't mean you being in my agency, I mean you being in your own High Level account. Like if you upgrade or turn on AI employee with my code, you get an hour for every 97 you spend in a website. We need to talk about how many pages it is, but I'll be able to drill down exactly how long it would take and whatever else you need. Of course, we can cover too. So Janet, do you see that link? 10 pages. It takes 2 hours to make a theme that's going to look how you want. And then after that, it's about 15 minutes per page.
Okay,
Um,
and then Rob, on that one, should they look at other websites and you can basically
yeah.
make exactly what they have. If you really like a certain area, then you just bring the website in and say, "Hey, this is what I want," or how
Yep.
does that work?
Our onboarding form is going to ask you, like, do you have pages for inspiration? You can take a Loom video and be like, hey, I really like the hero section at the top here, or the image here where it's got the city view, but I want to grab the menu buttons like this other website, and we can replicate it. It's just going to take about 2 hours to make that replicated inside a High Level. And then after that, we can make pages in 15 minutes. So 10 pages, that is you're coming around like 5 hours. So 2 hours plus 15 times 10, it's another two and four, eight. Yeah, it's like 3.5 hours ish. So you could, if you were on the 397 plan with AI or 297 with AI employee turned on, that's
Mhm.
something we could do for you complimentary. And if you need a whole high level setup, affiliate programs, other stuff than that, we'll find a good starting point for you. But if you grab a time, we can drill into it. And if you have any more questions, just drop them there. I'm still happy to answer what we have here. Cool. Well, Janet, I'm excited to speak with you, and I'm really excited that not only did we have somebody new jump on here for the first time in a while, but that they liked what I was talking about. So that's cool. Let me see if there's another topic I can cover. Maybe we'll get 3 course videos out in here. And Lance, I think that discussion at the back end of that is going to be really valuable for people. So thank you.
Yeah, well, I think too, also, Jenna, is there something you want to see or somebody else that wants to see that's going to affect them specifically to that they're having a problem with?
Yeah, if there's anything that anyone needs help with too, we can definitely help. We've got 13 minutes left, so I don't have that much time, and I'm happy to just use it to cover whatever's helpful for anybody. Um, if nobody speaks up, I'm going to take a look at these other topics and see. Cold calling, we'll do one for sending the messages. Those will be better to do with a little prep. I think I'm gonna just not do another one, and I'll just help if anybody else needs anything, we can cover that. But I'm about tuckered out. Lance, what's up with you, man?
Not that good. I had one of my clients. It's pretty cool. They have this company. I think I sent it to you. But dude, within on the A2P, they got them
Mhm.
approved as far as their I don't know what it's called, the organization within
Mhm.
2 hours, and then they got them approved within like 3 or 4 days. They basically do everything for you for free. It's just pretty cool. And then if you're having
That's cool.
problems, if you want them to do it, they charge $50 and they guarantee you that they're gonna get you approved for the A2P. So that's pretty cool.
That
So
is.
we got them done within I don't know three days. So they're up and going.
That's cool. I've seen this ad running right now where they're talking about getting you approved um for like a bigger for like the high volume A2P campaign.
Right,
They're
right.
advertising sending like 17,000 texts a day. I just can't imagine being able to do that without getting more than 1% opt out, sending 17,000 cold texts, but who knows? I'm pretty sure I'm on the high volume, and we usually switch clients when they need to, but it's a more expensive registration. And like I've said before in here, it's in my opinion, it's not the right strategy to scale the business. It's hard. Like even if I pull every single attorney website in the US, by the time I scrub good phone numbers, I have 750 good phone numbers. It's like I can't really imagine it being sustainable to cold text with that list. Um, I think it makes more sense to run paid ads to get when you run paid ads, that's when you're going to get more mobile numbers that weren't on websites. And so I think the cold data is the best, scrubbing it for mobile and then segueing into paid ads is the way it would work. And then as your list gets bigger, um, it's not a cold text you're having to do, it's warm text. And that can get up to 17,000 a day if you do it long enough. Mine's like 6,000.
So, Rob, as far as like scrubbing wedding and event professionals and scrubbing, like, I mean, they're all listed for every major bridal show across the country.
Yeah.
So, like, I can literally go to ACS's bridal show and see all of the vendors that are going to be there. And like, I was paying my daughter over the summer to like pull those lists and like go
Yeah.
like them on social media, go like get interacted, and
Hmm.
then drop them into Go High Level for me.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's faster, better ways, but I wanted it to be very organic in terms of like I'm
Yeah.
interacting with their pages.
I think
So
that
like,
that little touch, there are tools that you can like the built with, it'll pull their LinkedIn profiles and their social media profiles too. And there are tools you can use to automate the LinkedIn outreach to their if you provide the URL. I don't know what the tool's called. You could do a little digging. But I use this other thing called R2B2, which identifies site visitors, and it also gives me their LinkedIn. And the sales rep was telling me that they use another tool that then sends the message on LinkedIn, and it works real well. Because I remember people on LinkedIn for some reason a little more than because you see their face. You know what I
well,
mean?
that, and I feel like it's a personal touch. where like, yeah, I can go like your business page, but to actually find you on LinkedIn is like we're business associates now.
Right.
Yeah. You're more of a real person instead of just some random number that pops up. You actually
Right.
have a face or a name that goes with everything else as well. That's really good.
Yeah, I actually just posted my first speaking event on LinkedIn. Usually I just use the other socials, and I invited everybody, and I already had 14 RSVPs within 6 hours. And I was like, okay, well,
Good
apparently I
job.
should use LinkedIn more.
For sure.
So,
There are some companies that do LinkedIn
Exclusive.
appointments like end to
Mhm.
end, and I just haven't delved into it enough to know how well it
yeah.
works or to do it. There is one tool I'll mention called FlowChat, and FlowChat lets you like connect all your socials, and you can upload a list of URLs, and it'll help you manage a pipeline where like you're sending message requests day one, then they're in the next stage, and now you're going to send a message, and then they're in the next stage. So you can like sequence it out. Um,
I
and
think my only argument with that is that everybody's doing that on LinkedIn,
yeah,
especially in the coaching field.
yeah,
Um, like they would have to be, I mean, I'm intrigued to see what other people's LinkedIns look like because obviously I only know from the wedding and event side of things. But I swear every message that I get is BS, and I almost miss the important ones because like somebody asked me if I wanted to speak at a big conference, and I literally didn't respond for a month because I thought it was garbage.
yeah. Um, I never, to be honest, I never really respond. I already know when I get a friend request that as soon as I accept it, I'm about to get a message after, and I just like I don't really use LinkedIn like that.
I'm gonna go
Um,
follow you on LinkedIn
you
right
got
now.
nothing up there. I'll see you probably.
Do
I was
you do
trying.
you do you have the tie on, Rob, in LinkedIn? Is that your picture there too, or
No, I
no?
think I did update it. I'm about to do like I'm gonna use AI to make my silver Hiley trophy. Like, you know what a brick bear looks like? I don't know if you've seen those. It'll be like I'm gonna put it behind me in this thing. Um, but the tie, I think I've got it on there.
But as for like just pulling those, scrubbing those lead lists, like, would you have one of the softwares that you suggested more so than any of the others?
So the tools that I use in the back end of my app are Million Verifier and litigatorscrub.com, I think it's called. And they're difficult to use through API. And if you upload the list to Litigator for phone number scrubbing, it won't let you export like all of the data. Like you can't see if they're DNC flagged and litigator and mobile. You can only tell it just removes them if they're litigators. So we've got it set up so that it actually does bring back the data that you need. You use a workflow and it updates the contact with those new fields. And I think that my team, when I asked him 2 days ago, he said they were having an issue with the workflow, but it should be fixed by now. I was looking for an update for him this morning. So Ari, in the next couple days, I'll have it ready for you. It'll be a workflow we can set up in your system, and then an app in the marketplace that you can use. It'll be like a workflow action.
Okay.
So we'll get that to you. I'm trying to find my Outscraper affiliate links because I know somebody else wanted it.
I would. I haven't used Outscraper, so I'd be interested in having that experience.
Yeah.
And I just found you on LinkedIn as well. Don't you look snappy?
What do I have on my tie?
That's his twin brother. That's not really him.
No,
He
I don't really wear ties. I don't have a button down. I haven't had to go into an office in 5 years, and especially when I started moving all around, I just started shedding everything. And I definitely maybe have two button downs. I think I still have a bunch of ties, but you won't see me in it.
Hey
Um,
Rob, real quick on Outscraper, is it easy to use or what is the steps on that one?
it's really easy to use. They've got a good guide on there, and I think I finally, what the heck? Oh, well, I don't know. I'm having a hard time finding this referral link. Maybe they don't have it anymore.
Quit screwing around, Rob.
It takes me to make a payment when I click on give me my affiliate link.
Rob needs some food. He's not connected. The synapses is not snapping.
I ate half my meal in the first half, and the second half is sitting there cold. It does need a little reheat. Let me just run through these options and see. Yeah, I don't see affiliate anymore. So either way, it's just outscraper app dot. I'm gonna send you the link here. Outscraper is really cheap, anyways. It's like 1,000 records for $1 or something like that. Where is my Zoom chat? And you're right, Lance. I'm dying hungry. All right.
Thank you.
Well, I kind of covered a lot. I realized I need to have a separate video where I do the technical side of sending these messages and doing the scrub and calling. We have another one on like writing a cold call script. And so yeah, I'll kind of revise the ones I'm gonna do, and we'll do the same thing again next week, unless there's a really good feature out. There was no features that I was really amazed by the last time I checked. I'll look real quick. Change log. There might have been like one thing that was kind of cool. Ooh, oh, this is good for one of my clients. They have a Google Leads ad integration that came out this afternoon. And I have a client who needs that right now, actually. You can now integrate Google Leads ads. That was the only cool thing.
The leads ads or the local service ads?
I think that's what it is.
Okay, yeah. They keep
Yeah,
switching names, so
Google Lead ad integration. I know they already have. Yeah, that must be this lead service ads. Well, guys, I'm gonna heat this food up and break. Anything else anybody wants to ask real quick?
No, Rob, we're at like build out stuff. What's our next step?
So did you finish that form?
I did.
All right. So did it ask you for A2P information and all that stuff?
Yep.
Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure they hadn't split the form. I'm having them split it so that the white label agency doesn't ask you for the sub account details.
It did.
So that's good. So let's move you to Friday and then we'll review your SOP then.
Okay.
Ari, when is
Do you
the
want me to just jump on your calendar for sometime Friday?
Or I can move you right now. Up to you. I've only got a call at
Oh.
10 and 11:30 Eastern. So any other time.
Um, 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 um. How late do you go?
7.
You're
Let's
on
do
Eastern
7
time.
your time, 5 my time.
Yeah.
I'll be dressed like an elf on the
Mhm.
shelf. Expect really pretty makeup,
All right.
and
All right.
I'll be out visiting all of those venues that I talked about, dressed like
Okay.
an elf. It's cool.
Doing some promotion, huh?
Yeah.
Cool.
Just
Well, I'm gonna be I'm like so I've been getting a new affiliate almost every day with the new plan, and I'm just like trying to get the ads promoting this offer to kick off on Google and start getting opt-ins. I'm not gonna go out until I have that working. So I'll be chilling on Friday anyway, and you'll keep me from from being too bored around 7 p.m. on a Friday.
solid.
All right. Yep. All right. Thank you guys for coming. I love helping you guys, and I'll see you on Thursday. Bye, guys.
man, have a great
You
day.
too, guys.